Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Grunt Speak Live, where the double standards are real and health is a social construct. I'm Toxic Male, and sitting across from me, looking way too happy in his smoking jacket, is Terrence Popp.
What's up, you suck it Sallies?
Suck it, Sally.
Listen.
What about Circle Back Sally?
We have a really good subject to go over today.
Not like you would know about this or anything.
I was just going to say, one that I have a little bit of experience in my younger dick-thinking days.
But first, we have another little subject here. This was actually inspired by the Make Pop Puke episode. And I figured that we ought to touch on it. And it's quite reprehensible, actually. Ex-Ornpay star Lana Rhoades says that she wants all of her X-rated videos deleted. Wah. And why? Because it's having terrible effects on her mental health, and she says she wishes that she could go back and keep her dignity.
Most of the people who've compromised their dignity would like to get it back years later.
Yeah.
And it's next to impossible to get back.
I mean, I bet she really wishes that she wasn't a consenting adult who signed several contracts, image releases, got some plastic surgery and things like that in order to make sure that she was successful in the industry that stole her dignity.
Yeah, and the internet's forever.
Yep.
And I bet you 10 to 1, long after everyone that I know and you know are dead, they'll still be able to find her porn on the internet.
Yeah, the internet is forever.
Yep.
It's hilarious. So, former famous Ornpay star Lana Rhoades says she wants all of her stuff deleted. The 24-year-old has become a critic of the adult industry after claiming it had lasting effects on her mental health and her life post-Ornpay. And yet she still got knocked up by an NBA player who has since proposed. Even after this particular event... Oh, we got to move past. Oh, they're going to... Oh, age restrict. Hang on, let me just slow that down. Okay, there we go. There was one thing that, I tried talking to a therapist about. If you put a space in there, it completely changes the entire meaning of the word.
Yeah.
About before something that I had to do for a scene that was really tough for me. Basically, this guy had a bowl, and he, gagged me until I threw up in it, and then he pooped in the bowl, and during the scene, he asked me to drink it, and I didn't know how to say no.
Oh, my God. You say you just slap it aside and say, fuck no.
I mean, it's so easy a child could do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know 2-year-olds who, that's their favorite word. Now,
and if you're a porn star, what the hell are you doing scenes like that for? That's oh my God, that's just horrid.
I don't know. I love this. In the industry, I did not get paid shit, she says. I probably had $100,000 in my bank account when I quit shooting Ornpay, and now I'm a multimillionaire. Okay, if you had $100,000 in your bank account, you are actually rich beyond the dreams of avarice compared to the average American.
Yep.
But that ain't shit.
Yeah.
Just shows you how to touch these ladies are. But I bet you're wondering how she made all that money to become a millionaire after she quit.
Did she go back to, wait a minute, the old dog, did it learn a new trick?
No, it just figured out a way to make the money differently.
Oh, it got the bone using a different trick.
If you go to this website here, again, all sources will be on redonkulous.com after the stream. The 10 best Ornpay star OnlyFans accounts. You scroll down here, and who's right at the top of the list? Lana Rhoades, and I can't show the picture. I can only go that far.
I got you.
So she learned, I don't know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you say she learned?
2.
As in putting it in her number 2 slot.
Yeah.
It's quite repugnant.
She said she didn't get paid shit, but obviously they gave her a cup full of shit.
I didn't get paid shit. I just had to eat shit. And I didn't know how to say no. Wait.
God damn, that's fucked up.
And they always expect sympathy afterwards.
A lot of women that make horrible decisions always fall back on the, okay, but I need help.
Come on. And then feminists wonder why dudes like us call them out for, insisting that they want equality, but they want to be treated like children at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the child who you tell them no, they look you in the face and then keep doing what you just told them not to do. And then when you tell them to stop it, they cry and want your sympathy.
There you go.
This is the same thing.
Wow.
I mean, it's not like there aren't 3 full-length documentary films about what happens after Ornpay ends.
Yeah, I know. I've seen like 2 of those. It's not pretty.
Yeah.
It's not. It does not end well.
Does not end well at all.
Yeah, listen. In my past, I've dated a couple women that were in the Shake It Club business in the past, and I just couldn't take it forward.
It's never a good idea.
I just couldn't. Maybe it's a shortcoming in my brain pan, but I just couldn't get beyond it.
No, I think you assessed a situation, and before you were even conscious you were doing it, you were playing the numbers in your head.
Yes. I think that's exactly, I was just like, she said she never did that. Do I believe it? Fuck no. You've been to a titty cup. You know what goes on in
She
there.
promised me there's no sex in the champagne room. But she different. She loves me.
I don't know, man.
She would never do that for extra money. Oh, by the way, honey, I got that stain out of your dress. Oh.
Oh, my God.
It's quite astonishing.
Yeah.
Well, that's one way to start a stream. Thank you all for tuning in. 385 people over on YouTube so far, slowly climbing up. We are being throttled like a sumbitch on here lately. Don't know what it is. All of a sudden, they just decided, we don't like that these guys are streaming, so people are not getting notifications. Half of the people in the chat last night were saying how they just happened across it because they were looking for it.
I was just wondering, should we put together like an email list that we just do our own notification?
That may be a thing. Yeah. From what I understand, there is something that you can set up with cell phone numbers and actually send text notifications anytime we go live.
Okay.
So,
yeah, we might have to look into that.
It's a possibility because YouTube is certainly not helping us out.
Hey, look, whenever the tactics you were using stop working, change your tactics.
Yeah. Well, I mean, was it last week? Our first Monday stream had over 1,300 people watching. Roughly the same on Tuesday night. All of a sudden this week,
Boom.
after we do a Rittenhouse retrospective, boom. We're like down to half of that amount.
Half, Eddie.
Half!
Half.
You've been there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Well, thank you all for tuning in anyway. We're going to take a quick sponsor break for Dr. Be Real.
The first wave, well, that was about voting. The second wave, that was about the pill. Double wah. The third wave, it was about securing more rights than men. And because we let it all happen, what does the fourth wave look like? Find out and arm yourself against the war for your soul and this country. You need these books here. Surviving Fourth Wave Feminism, volumes 1 and 2. They're on sale now. Click on the link below in the description, because if you save masculinity, you're gonna wind up saving the world.
Sounds like hyperbole, but it's not.
It's true. It's true.
Lack of masculinity is what's killing this country.
Yeah, it's not toxic masculinity. It's
Not-
lack of it.
All right, we're going to jump in and cover your super chats here before we get into today's subject and the new segment of the show for ride and roast style shenanigans.
Yeah.
Because we're not riding and roasting, so I had to come up with a new name. I hope you like it. Jaffa on the bound. Not like she's going to give back all the money she made horizontal mamboing. Be a man and live with all the bad mistakes you made. Sappers out.
That's accurate.
It's very accurate.
Obviously, that dude's an engineer.
True Blue the Cat with a $50 super chat.
Thank you.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Publicly telling the internet to pull your ORNPay down is the best way to push it to the top of every list with nothing to show for it.
Yeah. Because the internet is forever.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yep. Very, very true. Blood or water, waking up with a mouthful of flour. Oh, because you got to roll it in flour to find the red spot.
Yeah.
It's terrible. E. Brock with a $5 donation. Thank you so much. Smooth Criminal, AAR. Only the females really get paid in ORNPay, yet they are the ones always complaining.
They do pay them substantially more.
Yeah, the dudes get paid like a fraction of what the women get paid. And they're the ones pretty much doing all the work.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
If you know what I mean. Demaster 12, 20s. I'm strong and independent and empowered. More cock. Hey, I got the sound effect in here somewhere. Where is it? Hang on. There it is. 30s. Where are all the good men? I want my dignity back. Pity me. Where? And that's the embarrassing thing about this chick. She's only 25. And she's already hit this stage of, I want my dignity back. My past is my past. It shouldn't matter.
She's going to be hating life at 35 and 45.
Ugh. Yeah, just wait till that NBA player decides that it's his turn with her in the bowl. You did it for him.
Anything could be on the menu now.
Yeah. Well, now I know how to say no. Well, now you know your worth. Right.
Wow.
Oh! Asriel the Deplorable 987 with a $50 super chat. Holy shit.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
It's always a surprise, and we appreciate every dollar. Sorry for a no-show yesterday, gentlemen. Driving all day is tiring, but this should make good on your breathing addiction.
All right, thank you.
Much appreciated, good sir. Jumping over to Streamlabs, see if we got anything over there. Yes, we do. GY Sergeant? What is it with it? Gunny Sergeant, tits too big. Supply money, you fat bitch. Fucking glorious sons of guns. We need to have him to start writing our openings. Fellow War Hoarder has tipped $37. Thank you so much. I wonder if that's a Clerks reference. Winning, bitch.
Yeah, that's a hard time. Being a war hoarder is tough.
Yes. Oh, and on Streamlabs, I did recently up the character limit, which I didn't know I could do. So anybody who wants to submit a longer chat or a story or something like that, jump on over to Streamlabs and toss in your 2 cents. All right, jumping over to MGTOW.tv here. Senior Airman Dick Fitzwell from Russia with love, no homo. That's catching on. Now he's officially a screen name on MGTOW.
It's a funny-ass name.
It is.
It's a funny-ass fucking name.
Mixter84 just told at work last night that Target is requiring us to tell our vax status. I looked up the lawyers on your site, and if things go south, I will file a suit. I'll keep you guys posted the more I find out. Cheers.
Well, at a minimum, that's a HIPAA violation.
Yes. Not that they care about, the law or anything like that.
When they got, 100,000 lawsuits.
Uh-huh.
And people start winning, because once you file the lawsuit that a HIPAA violation and somebody wins, then basically every attorney after that just copies that lawsuit, finds and replaces terminology, names, and it might change a little bit, per state.
Yep.
It's fucking off to the races. It literally becomes free money for them after that.
Yeah. Well, Oklahoma officially made it legal to sue.
Yeah.
So if that sets a legal precedent, and especially, the federal courts are blocking these mandates left and right.
They should.
Of course they
That's
should.
why. Oh, my God.
Leftoids love to point to a Supreme Court decision that had everything to do with the 10th Amendment and absolutely nothing to do with a federal mandate. So they love debunking their own points when they think they're right.
Yep.
Ugh. Sad.
Yeah. It's
sad.
Because
sad.
they're falling back and using propaganda as some kind of defense. You just attack their propaganda with facts, logic, and reason, and it just melts away like cotton candy in a rainstorm.
That's a good one. I like that. All right, shall we dive right in?
All right,
No
now-
pun intended,
This a little history lesson here.
of course.
All right. For those of you that don't know, I went into the Army at the age of 17. And I got done with my first enlistment at 22. Right in the peak of my dick thinking years. And since I was always in the field or doing horse shit because I was basically a very low-ranking schleprock, didn't have a lot of time to chase a lot of women around, and if I didn't have any money. So I went the easy route. And I was known in some circles as the Heart Slayer. Hey man, you can hurt her feelings. No, literally, quite literally, in the 2nd Ranger Battalion, that's how they called me to the phone.
Well, you had a reputation.
Yeah, and and like my upper right limit was like the full German.
Yes, of course.
I didn't go over into like the crazy, heavy women.
No, we slap the thigh and ride the wave in.
None of that. But I mean, like they're 160, 180 pound women. They're 5'10"ish, 5'9" to 6 feet tall, full German.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, it was a good time.
Yep.
And I got to come back with lasagna while all the rest of the guys spent the weekend playing duck hunt and pulling their putts.
Say that 3 times fast. And while you were banging them and you didn't really care what they had to say, you didn't want to hear the annoying sound in their voice, you listened to some Amy Swinehouse. Yeah. All right, welcome to the Ride and Roast version. Well, it's the live version of Ride and Roast. We're going to call it The Last Straw, if you know what I mean. Oh, I missed.
You almost, I didn't even see that one coming.
Hogging is a horrifying sex competition that some fraternities engage in, and people are finally talking about it. Horrifying.
That's horrifying.
Naturally, a headline this stupid could only come from BuzzFeed.
Yeah, in the regiment, at the Ranger Ball, they had this competition. They tried to stomp it out, but it just wasn't. Once the NCOs want it to happen, it's happening.
If you don't know what it is, I'm going to make sure we read this here so I give some context. This is from Urban Dictionary. A competition usually between a group of men that involves going to a bar/frat/house party. Participants go with the direct intention of hooking up with the fattest girl at the party, and the guy who bags the fattest girl wins. Actually, I think that's more like Alien versus Predator. Whoever wins, we lose.
Yep. But they literally had a large battle axe that was made out of plywood. And at the end of the Ranger Ball, the Ranger who showed up with the biggest woman took this picture with his axe. Dude, it was hilarious.
Oh, you're lucky that those were the days without cell phones with really good cameras.
Yes.
Because that kind of evidence would probably still be circling the internet.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be honest. I'm sure those pictures are floating around the internet because
Polaroids?
Rangers don't care.
No.
Not really.
They'll give you shit forever.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah.
I've always disliked fraternities for obvious reasons, but now I'm genuinely terrified of them after learning about a practice called hogging. Yeah, way to go for the emotional jugular. Evidently, the practice is not anything new, but the term has been in Urban Dictionary for nearly 2 decades. According to the website, hogging is basically when the groups of men compete to have sex with the fattest woman at the bar or party. Yeah, and this is considered horrifying.
Yep.
Horrifying. It's so terrible.
And they find somebody willing to fall on the grenade.
Yeah.
And it's horrifying.
It's terrible. God awful.
Terrible. Terrible.
I mean, it's totally okay when wahmyn fetishize even the smallest parts of a man. You know, they fetishize men by height, by muscles, by money.
Yep.
All that's totally okay. But you got A bunch of dudes who most of these women couldn't bag on their best day finally throwing a bone to a fatty, and it's horrifying. It's like the worst thing that you can do is give someone a big O.
Well, let's be honest. The women of today have no idea what they want or how to get it. If they do have it, they don't realize they found it.
Yeah.
And even if they realize they found it, they have to get rid of it for their own mental well-being.
Of course. I mean, it's not like there aren't a million double standards going around out there, specifically because modern women have become so entitled. Plus-size women admit they aren't attracted to overweight men. There's a double standard in the headline.
Right there. Right there.
Sometimes I feel guilty because I'm not attracted to bigger guys, even though I'm plus size myself. I find it rare to find a big guy that takes care of his appearance and hygiene the way I do. All chafing and boob and veg sweat aside, I'm sure.
I'm sure, you got a fair amount of stock in anti-monkey butt powder. But, let's be real. It is what it is.
It is what it is. And apparently in 2018, it happened at Cornell University, according to Slate. People reported the Zeta Beta Tau fraternity for having what they called a pig roast.
At Eastern, the Teaks did that all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Usually every big bash, there was like several different competitions, and the Hog Slayer was amongst the competitions. And some of them were a lot worse than that.
I bet. I mean, I can't see this going south for anyone participating at all.
No.
I mean, I just hope y'all had a good chiropractor.
Well, remember that one frat house that Rolling Stone wrote about, and they literally had hundreds of people outside, and a couple people took pot shots at the building?
I mean, it's not like the media gets off on stoking hate, division, and violence.
Yeah, I know. Woo.
I mean, how dare you even insinuate such a thing?
I know.
It's terrible. I mean, there's totally not an entire year's worth of rioting, burning, looting, and murdering to support such a thing.
I know. Could you please stop talking? You're going to get me Hillaried.
Yeah, and speaking of which, I mean, when's the last time you even heard about the Waukesha thing?
Oh,
That's been swept under the rug very quickly.
I believe that dropped off the CNN website after 3 days.
And you still haven't heard about what we have evidence of, which is the active shooter.
Yep.
But we're going off in the weeds.
Yeah.
But still, just saying.
Just saying.
Valid point. Members of the House competed to sleep with the women they consider overweight. Well, by medical terminology, I want to say it's like 3/4 of American women are technically overweight. So they're not hard to find.
Yeah. I will go with that.
Yeah. Hogging is a practice in which men will typically prey on fat women and make bets with their friends about finding the fattest and most unattractive woman and having sex with her. Megan Mapes, who goes by Megs for Fun on TikTok, explained in her viral video, which now has nearly 1.5 million views on the platform. I'm sure none of those are Chinese bots. You really are that popular.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes they will then, in the completion of having kinky time, have the entire group of men come barging in the room, and they'll start oinking and harassing the woman until she leaves that space. And her, wow, replied to the plumpest of dumplings. Wow, I mean, it's not like they're embracing this body positivity thing or anything.
No. Yeah, and unfortunately, that does happen. But what are you going to do?
But hey, I mean, what was that old meme from back in the early 2000s? Doesn't matter. Still had sex.
Yep.
It was a toothless goat, bro. Yeah, still had sex.
Listen, young men are not nice guys for the most part. And they do piggish stuff.
No,
Sorry.
not like you didn't see this a million times in the military. Right?
Oh, no. Are you kidding me? I saw this all the time.
What's your favorite? Give me your favorite. We need an Army story.
We had the Ranger Ball, and we had this individual. He'd only been in the battalion maybe 2.5 months. Skinny guy.
Yeah. Oh, why is it always like that?
Skinny.
It's always like the skinny dudes,
Yeah.
And then you've got the butterball turkey.
Oh, it was beyond that. He won. He showed up with a woman who was probably somewhere between 5 and 6 times his body weight.
How could she walk?
Barely.
Is it like he walks in with my 600-pound life and is like, I win?
It was literally, as soon as he showed up, everyone's just like,
Boom, boom, ba boom.
that's exactly what happened. You know, and she I think she knew the deal. And, you know, I mean, he won, he got a picture with the axe. He got like $300. And then, I mean, they basically forced him to go out with her again because they bought him expensive steak dinners. So
Feeding some cow to a cow. Huh?
yeah, yeah, and you know, she wasn't even upset about it. She knew the deal.
And that's really the thing that cracks me up about articles like this is that in their effort to demonize what's essentially harmless behavior, because we're talking about consenting adults doing consenting adult stuff. I mean, and feminism wouldn't be feminism if it didn't attempt to beat consent into your head and then withdraw it from the equation as soon as they find something they want to bitch about.
Yeah, and it is what it is. I mean, I'm sure there's been times in the past where the women didn't know what was up, and they're all shocked and horrified and upset, and that sucks. But it is what it is.
But hey, still had sex.
I'm sure a lot of men who are getting divorced didn't want to, you know, have their kids removed, and were totally surprised by it.
Yeah.
So guess what?
Yeah, because women never lie.
Life is pain. Okay, you're not going to get away from it.
Nope.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Life is full of pain when it goes exactly how it's supposed to.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It just cracks me up. What's hilarious is this is horrifying, but what Lana Rhoades does, that's stunning and brave. That's sex worker. It's real work. So basically it's horrifying until the fatty charges for it.
Yes.
Then it's amazing, and you shouldn't have anything to say about it.
Yeah.
There's no sex in the champagne.
Do it again twice on Sunday.
In fact, you should tip her, if you know what I mean.
Nice.
Ridiculous. I'm just as appalled as you are. Not appalled. Everyone in the comments was too. Oh my God, this makes me extraordinarily angry. Oh, look at the simpage right here. Oh, wow. Oh, look at the smile on that dude's face. You can smell the soy coming through these profile pictures. New fear unlocked. Sergeant Stronghold didn't even know this was a thing. I don't even know what to say here. You missed out in college.
Yeah. It's fairly common.
This is a thing that has been happening at colleges all across the country, yet why does it seem like nobody really knows that it exists? BuzzFeed spoke with Megan, a plus-sized fashion and body positivity activist, that's actually part of the problem of this entitlement here, to learn more about the subject. You want to see what Megs looks like?
Here we go.
Pass her through like a turd.
Are we shocked? Are we shocked?
Oh, here we go. The blame and shame is coming.
Here's the belly.
Hogging is a practice of achieving masculinity, Megan told BuzzFeed. No. One of the ways men can do that in their eyes is by sleeping with the greatest number of people. They see fat women as easy targets. That's funny because I seem to remember feminists saying that women should be able to sleep with as many people as they want to without being judged. Are you saying that this is a double standard?
And women, the heavier women are easier targets.
I'm just... Once again, if they didn't have a double standards, they wouldn't have any at all.
Yep.
Yeah, being a slut, stunning and brave, they have a whole march for it. But when a dude does it, oh, he's just trying to achieve masculinity because he's insecure. Give me a break. And I apologize for this next one. Oh, it's passing through like a turd. Oh, it's the gunch. Oh, that's a moose knuckle. My hope is that by having a conversation about hogging, more people will become aware of it and respond negatively to it happening. And so, hopefully, it happens less frequently. But more importantly, if and when it happens, I hope that people see and become aware and we can check each other.
I'm sorry. I mean, do I think it is something that should be done? No.
No.
Does it happen? Has it been happening for way more than 20 years? Yes.
And at the end of the day, is it totally harmless? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, some people's feelings will get hurt. Sorry.
But again, consenting adults doing consenting adult things.
Yep.
But this is just another reason why feminists want to reframe and redefine rapé to, well, if you got into bed with her under dishonest means, then it's rapé. No, it's not. No.
Sorry.
No one likes being duped. But I mean, you could just ask any guy who's ever been, slave to paternity fraud. Oh wait, I forgot. Women don't lie.
Yeah, that's right.
Hashtag believe all women.
Their complaints are just unfounded.
And let's just call a spade here. Bottom line.
Oh my God! Look at that arm.
Without hogging, chicks like this wouldn't have a prayer.
All right, so look at the thickness of her bicep.
She's 400.
And look at her face.
And she's pushing it if she's not.
Okay, whenever that arm to head ratio is either the same or if the arm is bigger, if it's bigger, that's that's north of 450.
Yeah.
So you're right.
She's not 400. I mean, it would depend on her height. But yeah, I would say.
She's looking right at the...
She's pushing 4 bills if she's not there already.
Yeah, she's at the top end of the 3, bottom end of the 4.
Ugh.
Those are some cankles, yankles, and shankles right there.
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, if she was the one who got, thrown in, with a dude, and then, he, tosses her a half a quart of throat yogurt, and then all of a sudden a bunch of dudes bust in to razz him, I can understand why that would leave you with a sour taste in your mouth in more ways than one, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, though, is it hurting you? I suppose if words are violence now.
Well, I mean, it's a total dick move, but it's the way it is.
It is. But so is, so is sleeping with the Chad and then looking at the beta and saying, it's your baby.
Yep. Or going on dates just to get fed.
Yeah. Foodie calls. About a third of women admit to that.
Yeah.
And 85% of men get discounted based on height alone. We could go on.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there.
Pathetic. For some people, seeing Megan's TikTok was the moment they realized they may have been involved in a hogging-related incident.
Did they really write that?
Yes, they did.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Whoa. Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Okay, we'll have to go with a big fuck off.
This confirms to me that I was definitely part of a hazing ritual at Mizzou against my will. Adriana, no, it was totally with your consent and approval. Adriana, who goes by Your Girl Adri on TikTok, said, I matched with a guy who was pledging this frat and he invites me over. We get to the room and it's just a bed on a floor and a laptop pointing. I knew I was being watched.
You think?
Well, here's the question. Did you go through with it anyway? Let's find out. At some point, he asked me to go all the way, and I'm just like, I'm good. I actually want to leave. He starts looking around and says, we have to get you out of here right now. I think I ruined his frat ritual by saying no, and they were basically going to jump out and laugh at me, she added. Well, at this point, isn't it sheer conjecture?
Yeah, it did not happen.
But
Look, your feelings are going to get hurt. It sucks.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, when the bipartisan think tanks, like to include hoaxes in crime stats that make the other side look, more evil. Well, I mean, it didn't happen, but I promise you it was going to. Therefore, you should still feel bad for me and give me victim points.
I know, the minority report.
Maybe that's what she was hoping for. For a minority to report all over her face and considerable backside. Mm-hmm. Upon reflecting on the reactions to her TikTok, Megan said that many men responded to her video saying things like, I've never heard of this happening, and I can't believe that this happens. However, she remains hopeful because those same men went on to say things like, if I ever heard of this happening, I would shut it down.
You're not shutting shit down.
Simp.
Yeah. White knight simp.
Simplicity.
Good luck.
Oh, here it is again.
Oh, God.
When it comes to any form, like a BuzzFeed, why? Why did you have to put all these photos of this chicken here? When it comes to any form of violence oh, wow.
Here we go. Now it's violence.
Now we're going all the way to conflating this to rape. Any form of violence surrounding bedroom shenanigans and sexuality, one of the most important parts is men holding each other accountable, she explained. Okay. You do know that sex criminals in prison are kept separate from the general population, correct?
And you know why?
Because they hold each other accountable.
No. Because the other prisoners will kill them.
Little bit. In order to get them to, in order to get them to do that, they need to hear what it even is in the first place and know that it's a thing that exists and happens. Well, yeah. If you don't know that something is happening, how are you supposed to stand against it?
Yeah, well.
But her whole point is bullshit.
I mean, this whole hogging thing, it's been going on since probably the 40s.
Yeah. Well, just think about it. If the worst of the worst of our population, the people who get thrown into prison for murder, armed burglary, assault, things like that, look down on these dudes who, do a surprise butt sex or snuggle struggle these ladies.
While twerking.
Yeah. Isn't your whole rape culture thing thrown completely out the window?
Yeah.
When the worst of the worst looks down on these men, what do you think the average person who abides by the laws that apply to the rest of us,
yeah,
what do you think they're going to do?
They're probably going to do worse.
Mm-hmm. I mean, do you know of any dude who doesn't get physically angry when he even fathoms the concept of a woman that's close to him getting assaulted that way?
No, that usually dudes are like ready to start getting the 12 gauge out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that those kind of reactions are typical more than rare. Oh, no, here we go again. It's not my fault, I promise. Oh, look at the gunt. It's a gut upper nuptial taint.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it is.
Oh, thank God that's the end. Skim back through this here.
Gunt.
Did any of you guys in the chat hear about this in college? And if so, shoot us your stories. If you feel like throwing in there with a super chat, I'll keep an eye on the regular chat. If anything good comes up, I'll read it. I'm curious. Now, of course, you have to wonder where this mindset, this entitlement, this deep-seated, we want these guys, but we want them exclusively on our terms, where this stuff comes from. Mm-hmm. Well, this article here, The Sad Truth About Fat Acceptance, the opening paragraph just gives you an idea of the mental illness on display here. Last week, self-described queer, non-binary, fat sex therapist Sonali Ras Shatwar delivered a 2-hour lecture entitled, wait for it, Race as a Body Image Issue at the St. Olaf College Health and Wellness Center in Minnesota.
Olaf.
The event was a masterclass in social justice.
Here we go.
At times putting shame to the parodies of the genre that now traffic on social media. In the video, the visibly obese woman asks, "Is it my fatness that causes my high blood pressure, or is it my experience of weight stigma?"
Okay.
In the presentation, which has gone viral, Ras Shatwar also compared fat phobia not only to eugenics, which is itself absurd, but also to Nazi science, and declared that a child cannot consent to being on a diet the same way a child cannot consent to having sex, and yet you're pushing that as part of your social movement now. It's amazing. Indeed, the very titles of her recurring presentations, including, if you don't have booze, you might need it, Health is a Social Construct.
Oh, here we go.
Decolonizing Sex Positivity. Gender isn't real and neither is health.
Oh, my God.
And how fat queers the body. These sound like something you'd find on the Twitter feed of satirists such as Titania McGrath or Madeline Sears. Yet Rashatwar can't be dismissed as just another social media kook, for she is regularly invited to speak to actual health experts at numerous universities across North America, including recently medical students at the University of Texas, and the listed speaking fee on her website is $5,000.
Wow.
We don't make that streaming 3 days a week in a month.
Yeah. Wow.
This is where the entitlement comes from, dudes, is because feminism, which is infantilizing women from the top down, bottom up, and every fat-filled layer in between, is teaching them, I mean, health is a social construct.
Well, I mean,
Nothing is your fault, ladies.
this is what they're teaching people in college.
Yeah.
No accountability, no responsibility, and it's all someone else's fault.
Yep.
And if we can't make any of that happen, then it simply doesn't exist.
Yeah, but we're the privileged ones.
Oh my
Don't
God.
forget. Yeah, male privilege is a real thing. When you talk about female privilege, they laugh at you.
Well, the ultimate privilege is being allowed to live in a farce.
Yeah.
Living in a world that is an illusion, and all of the other things that have to happen to make sure you remain there happily.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And to have the government subsidize your bad decisions and have the media back up all of your narratives.
Well, they're trying to have the government pass laws to force people to support their delusions.
Yeah. I mean, when was the last time that you watched the news and, white man do evil thing good?
Never seen.
Supposedly we have all this institutional power. I think I'm still waiting on mine, but
Yeah, I mean, at no point in my life has anyone ever said, "Yeah, all right, you don't have to do it because you're white, Pop."
yeah. And
Never.
this fat acceptance stuff, have you ever heard of this applying to men?
Never.
I mean, we see this again right here. This one headline just says it all. Women are plus size, men are overweight.
Yep. Yeah.
It's linguistic propaganda.
Well, it's cheetah backflips using your tongue, but hey, that's another.
Social construct. Yeah, health is such a social construct. I love this here. This comes from the CDC's own website. The health effects of overweight and obesity. I love this. People who have obesity compared to those with a normal or healthy weight are at increased risk for many serious diseases and health conditions, including the following. All causes of
death. That pretty much says it all right there.
Sounds like a social construct to me.
Oh, get the hell out of here.
And then, of course, you got high blood pressure, high LDL cholesterol, low HDL cholesterol, high levels of triglycerides, which cause heart attacks, type 2 diabetes, coronary heart disease, stroke, gallbladder disease, osteoarthritis, sleep apnea and breathing problems, many types of cancer, low quality of life, mental illness such as clinical depression, anxiety, and other mental disorders, body pain, and difficulty with physical functioning. Apparently, all these ladies out there pushing the fat positive shit, I've never sat down to watch one episode of My 600-Pound Life.
Yeah, and, that's all social constructs, right?
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen Think Before You Sleep's dissection of the absolute worst chick who was ever on that show, My 600-Pound Life, I highly recommend it. Go to his channel, subscribe, and tell him the crazy drunk uncle sent you. Because it's a great channel.
But holy smoking Joe Frazier.
All causes of death.
I mean, that's pretty damning.
Yeah.
And this is on the CDC website.
Yeah. I'm not at increased risk for anything, of course, other than all causes of death. That's just a social construct, you bighead.
So death is a social... Okay, you keep thinking that.
Wow. Just wow. And wasn't there another chick, or maybe even it was the same one, a year or two ago, who said that dieting and exercise were akin to white supreme pizza?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so is showing up on time,
Yeah.
doing a good job.
It must be nice to have all that media clout behind you. Otherwise, we would never hear about this hogwash.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I think it's great because it's phenomenal comedy.
It's comedy gold.
What's pathetic is that people take it seriously.
And, it's obvious it's circle logical. It's circle logic.
Yeah.
It just goes round and round.
No. You take any leftoid cause, ask 3 pointed logical questions, you will see their entire world fall apart behind their eyes as they try to figure out how to answer you without insulting you.
Yeah. Or I get this all the time. Well, healthcare should be free for everyone.
Yeah.
And how's that going to be paid for?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they don't know they have no answer.
Well, you ask anyone, you want free healthcare? Free pre-K? You want free this? Well, yeah. Well, this is the price tag in taxes. Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
It sounds great when it's free.
Yeah.
When you suddenly realize that free means tax subsidized out of your pocket.
Yep. And what you have is you have the idea of something, and then you have the reality on the ground.
Yep.
You have a group of people who have an idea of how something should run, but they don't know how to make it work in the real world. Because most of the time it won't.
And isn't it great how all the same people who have been screaming, my body, my choice for years, and healthcare is a human right, suddenly want you to get forcefully poked, and they want you to get turned away at the emergency room if you have not had said poke.
And they want you to lose your job.
Yep. Suddenly it's equity and social justice when doctors refuse to treat sick people.
Yep. Yeah. And then listen,
Most of whom are fat.
it's going to come down the pipe where if you don't get the jab, they're going to want to put you in a camp until you do want that jab.
Yep.
That is not going to work here.
Not so much. Oh, and then I was looking for just additional literature, and I came across this. This is stunning.
Okay.
I mean, get ready, dudes. You might want to lube up your palate because this red pill might make you choke. Fat women who have sex, the ultimate oppressors of men, creepy incels say yes. Incels are creepy, of course.
Uh-huh.
But spot the lie. Must be nice to be a fat woman, writes someone called Ass F. Still get an enormous amount of dating options, can still date perfectly decent-looking men, can bang lower-tier or drunk chads, may even be able to shag a model every now and then.
Totally true.
That's true. We got here another incel here says, women have the opportunity to be disgusting slobs and still date up.
For the most part, if they're young enough, yeah.
Yeah. All women are attractive to at least some men. They can be midgets, obese, extremely tall, doesn't matter. Only men can be truly unattractive. And when you see that graph of how women rate men based on looks that came out of OkCupid when they thought no one was looking,
Yeah.
it looks like the drop on a roller coaster. 80% of men are like 3s and under, and there's no 10s.
Wow. You want to talk about a recipe for over-pickyitis.
Yep. But only men are creepy when they're involuntarily celibate. This blew my mind. How an underground group of wahmyn is reclaiming involuntary celibacy. Wow. Femcells are a community of wahmyn online who describe themselves as being unable to have sexual or romantic relationships as a result of a toxic blend of misogyny and impossible beauty standards.
Oh, so they're blaming it all on the dudes. Okay.
Yeah. But it's only creepy when men do it.
Yes.
This is astonishing to me. Here we go. I mean, we don't need the whole story here. It's about a chick in high school.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Doreen found the Femcells, a community of wahmyn online who describe themselves as being unable. I already read that here. It's kind of repackaged. It's a female take on incels, the so-called involuntary celibates who, in general, feel entitled to have sex with women but struggle to find partners and are resentful of people who are sexually active. So when it's women, It's a community of women online who describe themselves as being unable to have romantic relationships as a result of toxic blend of misogyny and impossible beauty standards. When it's men, they feel entitled to women's bodies but struggle to find partners, and they're resentful of people who are sexually active.
Wow.
Wow.
Holy shit. That is 100% propaganda right there.
Yep. And the term itself, I didn't know this, was coined by a woman in 1997 known as Alana. She created the Involuntary Celibacy Project as a source of comfort and support for lonely, hurting people. Alana has since distanced herself from the community, but now 24 years later, femcells have taken her concept full circle and created a place that honors the female perspective.
Listen, I think in my entire life, I've run into a woman in her 20s that was a virgin. All the rest of them, of all the other thousands upon thousands of women I'm come across.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is probably not a very big group.
It must be nice to live in a fantasy and have the government and the media constantly try to reassure you that it's real. Men can't do that.
No. No. Men get the man up or handle your business or, your suffering and your feelings don't matter to me. You have a job, get it done.
Yeah. I just, wow. What can you even say? If you want to read the whole article, it'll be on redonkulous.com after the stream. I'm just stunned.
Yeah, I know.
When I found this, I could not believe my eyes.
But, this is what we're up against, though.
Yeah. Yeah, and basically this entire article is attempting to explain why it's not a double standard when women do it. It's
totally good.
My brain can only handle so much stupid in doses. So,
yeah,
just saying.
It's like the Wango Tangos.
Yeah.
Like the women who do that, they hardly ever get charged. Men, 20 years in prison.
Yeah. Yeah, and whenever a woman gets snagged for such a thing, it's always sex with a minor. It's never...
Apparat?
Or they had an inappropriate relationship. It's never called what it is.
Apparat.
Rapé, yeah. Rapé, Epar, Snuggle Struggle.
Yeah.
Surprise Shag.
The hold down twerking.
Hugging while twerking.
Yeah. That's so fucked up.
Wow.
Totally true, though.
It is. It's quite redonkulous. That's why we have to talk about it. I love this red pill content because it really is just... you watch the news... You almost can't be surprised anymore by just the sheer decrepity of what's going on out there.
Yep.
But when it comes from average people just trying to
live,
force reality into that pretzel shape just to feel better about themselves, it just makes you want to drink.
Look, average person just wants to live.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I want to be left alone. Maybe I'll get married, have kids. I want to get a good job. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, no, I can't work at this job because of the color of my skin. And I want to get married. Oh, I can't because I'm not tall enough. Oh, no. And then even I do get married, I lose half my shit and I get turned into a hermit. And my life is like literally fucked forever. Forever. Get the fuck out of here.
Cornelia says I need to work on my mental gymnastics. I don't know if I want to be that.
That's a tough one, man.
I'm a logical thinker. I can't put my brain into this box.
Do we have any super chats?
I feel like a rat in a maze. Yes, we do. Let's jump back into the chats here. If anybody's got any insights or questions about the article, let us know. We're here for you at your disposal. Andrew Phillips with 2 donations here back to back. Pop can text me anytime. Been listening for just about 3 years. Keep up the great content, gentlemen. Blake, you're reading the comments. Meat gazer! You caught me.
Hey.
It is the last straw, after all. Ross Bodie, first donation here. Just going to say, smash the like button, dudes. Absolutely. We got 747 watching with only 462 likes.
Come on, you guys are slacking.
Tisk. Bane voice from Jeff Schroeder. Those women that you've shown are considered small by Navy standards.
The Brimelows.
Well, you know what they say. 500 men go out to sea, 250 couples come back. Jeff Schroeder. 2004, I was in a bar outside of a Navy base, and I saw the biggest woman I've ever seen in my life. She was wearing a red tracksuit. My Tourette's kicked in and yelled, "Hey, Kool-Aid!" and I was told to leave. Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
I was told to leave.
I mean, ladies, if you really want the equality, you just take this hogging and you flip it on its head. You send the dude home to pull his pud. You know, he goes on a date with Miss Michigan, perhaps lefty or righty, and then you bust through the wall because you're 500 pounds and say, "Oh, yeah," and snap a picture. Turnabout's fair play. In fact, the dude will probably laugh right before he calls the insurance company to sue you into repairing the wall because you have Tourette's of the elbow and you're fat.
Yeah. Yeah. She's probably close to remove the wall fat, and right behind that is chainsaw fat.
Where's your tit fat is a good one there. I like that. You guys who only watch on YouTube didn't see that episode, go join up with one of the platforms that are in the links in the Meat Gazer box, because all types of fat was a hilarious episode, but we knew that if we talked about it, we would get banned.
A lot of people got upset at that one, but it was worth it.
Well, people have a very fragile worldview. What can I say? Polska Bob, drinking already at 11 a.m. on a Wednesday. I hate you because I can't. I'll take a McFuck off out of here.
Okay, we have to go with a big fuck off.
Have fun, boys. Thank you. We are. A fellow war hoarder tipped on Streamlabs. She sucked 37 diakas in a row. Nah, 37 denotes the military occupational specialty code of the crazy sibling of civil affairs and Pop's high-pitched voice, PsyOps, or cotton candy in a rainstorm. They call that prestidigitation. I give you credit for spelling that correctly. It's fantastic. Dumbmaster 12, this really happened. 27-year-old female coworker. I've worked 60 hours in the last 5 days, but I've never felt so alive. Literally the next day, same coworker. Is it too late to become the side piece of an eccentric billionaire? Weh? They are all the same.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, you've never felt so alive because you're stopping at the bar on the way home and signing up for the hogging.
Listen, if a woman is fairly decent, she can walk in the bar and walk out with a dude in 20 minutes.
Yeah. A 2 at 10 is a 10 at 2. I mean, you could take some of the most dog ugly people you have ever met. If they have mammaries and a vagine, they've probably had more partners than you.
You're probably correct.
It's not a double standard when it's true. Just say. C place. What the hell? C polices swallow cum.
Okay.
Sure. I don't know what that's supposed to be spelling. Almost suspicion points for Blake. Check your email for Pop's new logo.
Huh.
Interesting. Let's check it out here. Is it in my email or Pop's email?
I don't know.
I'm not seeing it here. I'm not seeing it. Let's jump over to yours and take a look here. If it's good, we'll show it. The Pop Testaments, Chapter 1. Is this it?
Huh.
The moment you realize
She's
not sitting on a couch.
Wow. Wow.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Is that the new logo? I
hope not.
That would be horrifying. Oh, here we go from Jackal Hunter. Oh, here we go. Yes, I can approve of this.
That's probably big in Texas.
Hog Slayer. It probably is. Yeah. What do we got here? Cheek. Oh.
Ooh.
That's not bad. Picture's kind of small.
Gonna get us banned. Can't put that
that's
on
why it's not on the screen. I wanted to
right.
make sure that I checked it out first before. It was a nice butt.
Yes.
Yes. But there was also something else in there that would get us fired.
A little bit of chlamydia clam showing. We'll get a strike.
Yeah, it's not so bad. Demaster 12, 666 donation. I always love those Mark of the Beast. I just sent an edited for Popp version of the Doom Testaments, Chapter 1, to the Redonkulous 12 Gmail. Could you read it in your best demon voice, Blake? Sure. Here's to you both and a battalion of men that you've saved from self-deletion. We are rapidly approaching 400. And when we do, there's going to be pizza.
498.
All right, here we go. In the 21st age, after another of countless battles, when the shadows of Brimelos first blocked out the sun, one stood, seared by the embers of pointless wars, his warrior's soul blistered by the fires of hell on earth and tainted beyond ascension. Not to be confused with our fan Ascension. Bound to the path of perpetual torment, the ridiculous rage of his soldier's spirit was cursed to find no peace, and with merciless memes he scoured the umbral plans of boxed wine and Catland, seeking to deliver Pringles cans to the divorced lawyers who had wronged him. He wore the crown of the men who went their own way, and those who tasted the point of his prick called him the Hog Slayer. Oh, boxed wine and Catland. We haven't played that one in a while.
Yeah. Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop!
That's a genius, man.
Never gets old. Never gets old. All right, jumping back over to YouTube here. Dun, dun, dun. Ross Bodie. Here's another 5 for pronouncing my name right on the first try. Yeah! At least I got one. M. Pujo gave me shit for a long time because I used to call him M. Pugot.
M. Pugot.
I don't know. The English language is a fucked up thing, man. Christopher Anon in southwest Wyoming, driving into Nebraska for dates is called hogging.
Oh.
Hey, Jimmy Bones is from Nebraska. You better be careful.
Damn.
You're probably right, though. Let's jump it over to MGTOW.tv. It looks like we have no new donations over there. Jumping over to Odyssey to see if we got anything. That is a negative. So, wow. We're only an hour in.
An hour in.
And I think we're done.
And we crushed it.
We crushed it today, man. If you guys have any articles that you would like us to tackle for the last straw, we're going to be doing this every Wednesday here at noon on all of our platforms. YouTube, DLive, Twitch, RoxyTube, Odyssey, MGTOW.tv, and Manosphere. 3 days a week at your disposal, and 4 if you're a member on Locals, Patreon, and Subscribestar. What time are you going live tomorrow night, Pop?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. All right. Pop's Preppers, if you want to get some information on that, definitely join up. We got 4 emails for Pop's Preppers during last night's stream alone.
Yeah, I think I'm up to like 350 people.
Outstanding.
So
it's not bad. So almost as many lives as you've saved.
Yeah. Yeah, 498 we're at right now.
We're going to have to do some like roughing it videos for Pop's Preppers. You know, go to your spot of land up there, do some gun range stuff.
Yeah, I gotta get it. There's a bunch of holes because they logged it. A bunch of stumps I need to get bulldozed out. So
well,
it's gonna take some time.
Speaking of stumping, I wonder if these ladies are into that.
I don't know, man.
That. I heard about that from a dude that I used to work with. He lost a leg in a motorcycle accident when he was in his 20s.
Yeah.
And he told me about some hog slaying days where these women were into stumping, where they would have him take the stump of his leg and
put it across their sister kick area.
Yeah.
Listen, to each his own, but that's kind of crazy.
I would call that a cunt punt.
Yep. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, because you only do that after you've thrown down 4.
At a minimum.
At a minimum. Hard liquor, we're talking.
Yeah, didn't we have the drinking scale? Didn't we do that?
Yeah, alcohol algebra.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, all the people out there who are horrified at hogging, make sure that you take a look at why booze gets people laid. That's a funny episode.
Totally true, though, from my perspective, of course.
That is correct. That is correct. Oh, somebody wants a hot dog down the hallway line. All right.
Oh, no, here we go.
I got it in here somewhere, allegedly.
Here it is.
I mean, if you like stumping, it probably echoes when you talk into it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, what was that guy, the Beatle guy who married the Circle Walker?
Paul McCartney.
Stumper.
Well, she was the one who would be stumping, though.
Yeah.
Wow. I bet when he farts, it sounds like a yawn.
Well, he did pay a lot of money for a Circle Walker.
He did. Yeah. It's quite unfortunate.
Just saying.
Oh, boy. All right, dudes. Thank you very much for joining us today. Members will see Popp tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Locals, Patreon, and Subscribestar. And I will see you next week. And there will be a new Live from the Lair this Friday, pre-recorded, talking about all the shit that you guys want to hear about.
All right. Take it
All right.
easy.
How about a safety briefing, Popp?
All right. Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and swim. Wear a condom. Take it with you or flush it down the toilet. If you have to use a weapon, shoot to kill, because shooting to wound adds to a lot of paperwork.
Yeah. And to the people at BuzzFeed who put out this article, I just have to say, when you spend the last 50-some-odd years beating consent into our heads and then throw it out at the first sign of trouble, we know where the problem truly is. So, eat a dick, and I'll see you next time.
All right.